Imagine two schools in the same big city. They might be just a few kilometers apart, but honestly, they are like two different worlds. One is a so-called rich school. This is a private school, and parents pay a lot of money for their children to study here. These schools have everything a child could need. They are often called international schools or elite private institutions, and they are really designed to give students the very best start in life. The fees, well, they are very high. Only families with a lot of money can afford them. These schools promise a world-class education, a safe and shiny path to a bright future. Now, a poor school is very different. It is usually a government school or maybe a low-cost private school in a crowded part of the city. Here, parents do not pay high fees. Many times, the education is free. These schools are for children from families who do not have much money. In fact, they serve the largest number of children in our country. These schools try their best, but they have very few resources. They face many challenges every single day. The goal is simple: to give basic education to every child. But this goal is very hard to achieve when there is not enough money, not enough teachers, and not enough hope. The difference is not just about money, it is about what money can buy. In a rich school, money buys comfort, it buys opportunity, it buys a belief that you can achieve anything. The buildings are beautiful, the teachers are many, the future feels certain. In a poor school, the lack of money creates struggle, it creates limitations, it creates a constant worry about the basics. The buildings may be old, the classrooms are crowded, the future feels like a difficult mountain to climb. And these are not just buildings, they are the starting points of a child's journey in life, and these starting points are not equal. So when we talk about rich schools and poor schools, we are talking about two separate paths. One path is smooth and wide. It is paved with resources and opportunities. The other path is rocky and narrow. It is full of obstacles and challenges. The children walking on these paths are all the same. They have the same dreams. They have the same potential. But the path they are put on is very different. This difference in their school life can change everything about their future. It decides what doors will open for them and what doors will remain shut. Let us walk into a rich school first. The gate is big and strong, and a security guard smiles and opens it. Inside you see green lawns and the grass is perfectly cut. The buildings are painted in bright, happy colors. They are made of strong bricks and shiny glass. The corridors are wide and clean, and you can see art on the walls. Every classroom is big, with air conditioning to keep students cool. There are comfortable chairs and clean desks for every child. There is a separate room for everything: a music room, an art room, a big library, and a science lab that looks like it is from a movie. Now let us visit a poor school. The gate might be rusted and old. Sometimes there is no gate at all. The ground is dusty and uneven. There is no green grass. The school building is often very old, and the paint is peeling off the walls. You can see cracks in the walls. Sometimes the roof leaks when it rains. The corridors are narrow and dark. Classrooms are small and very crowded. Some children sit on the floor because there are not enough benches. There is no air conditioning. A single slow fan turns in the hot air. There is no separate music or art room. The library, if it exists, is just a small cupboard with a few old, torn books. The difference is also in the basic facilities. In a rich school, the toilets are clean. There is running water and soap. There are water coolers with clean drinking water on every floor. The entire school is kept very clean by a team of staff. Students do not have to worry about these things. They can focus only on their studies. Safety is also very important. There are cameras everywhere. The school is a safe and protected space for every child. This comfort helps a child to learn without any fear or distraction. It tells them that their well-being matters. In a poor school, these basic things are a daily struggle. The toilets are often dirty. Sometimes there is no running water. Children may have to drink water from a hand pump, and they might worry if it is clean. The classrooms are not cleaned properly. Dust and dirt are everywhere. This can make children sick. Safety is also a big concern. The school wall might be broken. Strangers can sometimes walk in. Children cannot focus on learning when they are thirsty or uncomfortable or feel unsafe. This environment tells them that their basic needs are not a priority. It is a very hard way to start learning. In a rich school, the teachers are a key part of the experience. These schools can pay high salaries, so they can hire teachers with a lot of experience and advanced degrees. Many teachers have special training in how to teach different subjects in interesting ways. The class sizes are small. A teacher might have only 20 or 25 students in one class. This means the teacher knows every child's name. She knows their strengths and their weaknesses. She can give personal attention to each student. If a child is struggling, the teacher has the time to sit with them and help them understand. In a poor school, the situation with teachers is very different. Teachers in government schools often have low salaries. It is hard to attract and keep good teachers. Many teachers are there on temporary contracts, and they feel worried about their jobs. The biggest problem is the class size. One teacher might have to manage 60, 70, or even more students in a single classroom. It is impossible to give personal attention to anyone. The teacher shouts to be heard. She cannot know every child's name. If a student is quiet or struggling at the back of the class, the teacher might not even notice. She is too busy trying to control the large crowd. Technology is another huge difference. Walk into a rich school classroom and you will see a smart board instead of a blackboard. The teacher uses videos and presentations to explain lessons. Every student might have a tablet or a laptop. They learn how to use computers from a young age. They do their research on the internet. The school has fast Wi-Fi. Science labs are filled with modern equipment. Students can do real experiments. They see science happen in front of their eyes. This makes learning exciting and real. It prepares them for a modern world where technology is everywhere. In a poor school, technology is a distant dream. The classroom has an old, cracked blackboard. The teacher has only one piece of chalk. Sometimes even chalk is not available. There are no computers. Most students have never even touched a computer. The internet is something they only hear about. The science lab, if it exists, has old, broken equipment. Students cannot do experiments. They can only read about them in a textbook. This makes learning boring. It is all about memorizing facts from a book. It does not prepare them for the jobs of the future. It creates a huge gap between them and the students from rich schools. Let us follow two students, Priya and Ravi, on a typical school morning. Priya goes to a rich private school. She wakes up and gets into her neat, ironed uniform. Her school bus arrives right on time. It is an air-conditioned bus with comfortable seats. She travels safely to school, reading a book on the way. When she arrives, she walks into her bright, clean classroom. Her teacher greets her with a smile. The first lesson is science. They go to the lab to learn about plants. Each student has a small plant to observe. They use microscopes to see the leaves up close. Priya is excited. She asks her teacher many questions. Ravi goes to a poor government school. He wakes up very early. He has to walk 2 kilometers to his school. There is no school bus for him. He walks on a busy, dusty road. He arrives at school tired and sweaty. His uniform is old and faded. He enters his classroom. It is already full and noisy. There are 70 other children. His teacher is trying to take attendance. It takes a long time. The first lesson is science. The teacher reads a chapter about plants from an old textbook. There is no lab and no microscope. Ravi sits at the back. He cannot hear the teacher clearly. He feels bored and his mind starts to wander. The morning assembly is also very different. At Priya's school, the assembly is held in a large air-conditioned auditorium. Students sing songs with a music teacher playing the piano. The principal gives a motivational speech. They celebrate students who have won competitions. It makes Priya feel proud of her school. She feels inspired to do well. The assembly is an organized, positive start to the day. It builds a sense of community and pride. It sets a tone of excellence and achievement for the rest of the day. Every student feels like they are part of something special. At Ravi's school, the assembly happens in the dusty, open ground under the hot sun. The children stand in uneven lines. There is no music teacher or piano. They sing the national anthem. Sometimes a teacher makes a quick announcement. The whole thing is over in a few minutes. It often feels chaotic and rushed. It does not inspire the students. It just feels like another routine they have to get through. For Ravi, the day starts not with inspiration, but with heat and noise. The contrast in this simple morning routine shows how the environment shapes a child's mood and readiness to learn from the very first bell. Lunchtime arrives. At Priya's rich school, she goes to a clean and spacious cafeteria. She has many choices for her meal. The food is healthy and tasty, and it's prepared in a hygienic kitchen. She sits with her friends at a clean table, and they talk about their classes and their hobbies. After eating, she might go to the playground, which has a soft, safe surface. There are swings, slides, and a basketball court. Or she can go to the library. The library is huge. It's a quiet, comfortable space with thousands of books. She can borrow a new storybook or a magazine. Lunch break is a time for rest, fun, and learning. For Ravi, lunchtime at his poor school is a very different experience. The government provides a midday meal. This is very important because for many children it's the only proper meal of the day. But the place where they eat is often a crowded, dusty veranda, and the children have to sit on the floor. They bring their own plates from home. The food is simple, like rice and dal. Sometimes the quality is not very good. After eating, there isn't much to do. The playground is just an empty, uneven field. There are no swings or sports equipment. The library is a locked room he has rarely seen open. Lunch break is just about filling his stomach. Let's look more closely at the library. Priya's library is the heart of her school. It has books on every subject imaginable. There are storybooks from all over the world, encyclopedias and science journals. A friendly librarian helps her find the right books. The library has computers for research, and it has comfortable chairs where she can sit and get lost in a story. This library opens up the whole world for Priya. It teaches her to love reading, it helps her with her homework and projects. It is a peaceful escape and a powerful tool for learning. It's a place where her curiosity can grow without limits. Ravi has heard that his school has a library, but it is just a small, dark room. It's usually locked. The books inside are very old and donated by someone long ago. Many are torn or irrelevant. There is no librarian. Even if the room is open, it's not a welcoming place. It's dusty and has no place to sit and read. For Ravi, a book is just a textbook. He has never had the chance to read for pleasure. He does not know the joy of getting lost in the story. This lack of a good library closes a very important door for him. It limits his world to what is taught in the classroom. The way students learn in these two schools is, honestly, completely different. In Priya's rich school, learning is an active experience. Her school bag is not just full of heavy textbooks, It has worksheets, project files, and art supplies. In class, she does not just listen, she participates. Teachers encourage students to ask questions. They have debates and group discussions. They work on projects where they have to find information themselves. For a history lesson, they might perform a small play. For a geography lesson, they might build a model of a volcano. Learning is fun. It is about understanding, not just memorizing. In Ravi's poor school, learning is very passive. His school bag is heavy with old printed textbooks. Learning means listening to the teacher and memorizing what is in the book. The teacher writes notes on the blackboard. The students copy them into their notebooks. There is no time for questions or discussions in a class of 70. The main goal is to finish the syllabus. The focus is on rote learning, repeating information again and again until you can write it in an exam. Ravi learns that education is about memorizing answers. He does not learn how to think for himself or how to solve problems. It is a silent and one-way process. The exams also show this difference. At Priya's school, exam questions are designed to test her understanding. They ask her to think and apply what she has learned. For example, a science question might ask her to design an experiment. A history question might ask for her opinion on an event. The school has regular tests and feedback sessions. The teacher tells Priya where she is doing well and where she needs to improve. The report card is detailed. It talks about her skills, her creativity, and her participation in class. It is a complete picture of her growth as a student. At Ravi's school, exams are all about memory. The questions are taken directly from the textbook. Define this. List the 5 causes of that. He just has to write down the answers he has memorized. There is no room for original thought. The only goal is to score marks. The report card just has numbers. It does not say anything about his skills or talents. Because the classes are so large, students get very little feedback. Ravi only knows if he has passed or failed. He does not know how to become a better student. The exam becomes a source of fear, not a tool for learning. Education is more than just what happens inside the classroom. Rich schools understand this very well. They offer a huge number of extracurricular activities. Priya can learn to play the violin or the guitar. She can join a robotics club, a debating society, or a drama club. The school has coaches for many sports like swimming, tennis, and horse riding. These activities are not just for fun. They teach her teamwork, discipline, and confidence. They help her discover her talents. The school organizes trips to museums, factories, and even other countries. These experiences open her eyes to the world. For Ravi, school is only about textbooks. His poor school does not have the money or the space for extra activities. There is no music teacher, so there is no music, there is no robotics club. The only sport is cricket, played with a makeshift bat in the dusty field. There are no school trips. Ravi's world is limited to his neighborhood and his school. He has many hidden talents. Maybe he is a great artist. Maybe he is a brilliant speaker. But he never gets a chance to find out. His school life does not give him the opportunity to explore his potential beyond academics. Rich schools also actively prepare students for the future. They have career counseling sessions. Experts come and talk to students like Priya about different jobs and universities. They help her choose the right subjects. They guide her on how to apply to colleges in India and abroad. The school has a strong network of former students called alumni. These alumni are now in important positions. They often help current students with internships and job opportunities. Priya is not just getting an education. She is being connected to a network of powerful and successful people who can help her in her life. Ravi gets no such guidance. No one talks to him about careers or colleges. He has to figure everything out on his own. He might not even know what options are available. His dreams are limited by what he sees around him. He has no network to help him. When he finishes school, he is on his own. He might have a degree, but he does not have the connections or the confidence that Priya has. This is a huge disadvantage. The rich school acts as a bridge to a successful career. The poor school is often a dead end. After school, the path disappears. The kind of school a child goes to casts a long shadow over their entire life. The differences we have seen are not small. They add up day after day, year after year. A child from a rich school like Priya develops confidence. She learns to speak English fluently. She's comfortable with technology. She knows how to express her opinions and work in a team. She believes that she can achieve anything she wants. Her school has given her the skills, the knowledge, and the self-belief to succeed in the modern world. Her future is full of choices. She can become a doctor, a scientist, an artist, or an entrepreneur. A child from a poor school like Ravi often struggles with a lack of confidence. He may be very intelligent, but he is hesitant to speak up. He may not be fluent in English, which is a big disadvantage for many jobs in India. He has no experience with technology. His education was about memorizing, not thinking. He leaves school with a degree, but not the skills needed for a good job. He sees the world as a place of struggle. His future feels limited. His choices are few. He has the same potential as Priya, but the world has not given him the same tools to unlock it. This difference creates a cycle. Priya, with her excellent education and connections, will get a high-paying job. She will become successful. When she has children, she will have the money to send them to a rich school just like hers. The cycle of advantage will continue. Her family will remain at the top. This is how privilege is passed from one generation to the next. The school is the machine that helps this happen. It ensures that the children of the rich stay rich. It protects their position in society and gives them a head start that others cannot match. Ravi, on the other hand, will likely struggle to find a good job. He might end up in a low-paying job with long hours. It will be very difficult for him to save money. When he has children, he will not be able to afford a rich school for them. They will most likely go to a poor government school just like he did. They will face the same challenges. The cycle of poverty and disadvantage will continue. This is how inequality grows in a society. The school system, which should give everyone an equal chance, ends up becoming a tool that keeps the poor poor. This gap between the two worlds of schooling is not fair. Every child, no matter where they are born, deserves a good education. It is their basic human right. We cannot accept a system where a child's future is decided by their parents' income. So what can we do? We do not need to wait for a miracle. There are simple, practical steps we can take. First, the government must spend more money on its schools. It is the most important investment a country can make. This money should be used to fix the buildings, provide clean water and toilets, and build libraries and playgrounds. Second, we must support our teachers. Teachers in government schools work very hard under difficult conditions. We should pay them better salaries. We must give them better training. We need to hire more teachers so that class sizes become smaller. A teacher who feels valued and supported can create magic in the classroom, even with few resources. We should celebrate these teachers and treat them as the nation builders they are. Investing in teachers is investing in our children. They are the heart of education, and we must make sure that heart is strong. Third, we can all help. People in the community can get involved. If you have time, you can volunteer to teach a skill at a local government school. You can teach art, music, or computers. If you have books you have already read, you can donate them to help build a library. Companies can use their social responsibility funds to adopt a school and help improve its infrastructure and technology. A small effort from many people can make a big difference. We must stop thinking of them as their schools and their children. They are our schools and our children. Finally, we must change our thinking. We must believe that talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not. Our goal should be to spread opportunity to every corner of our country. A child in a village school is just as brilliant as a child in a big city school. We must build a bridge of hope between these two worlds. An education system that is fair and equal is the foundation of a strong and just nation. Let us work together to build this foundation, brick by brick, book by book, for every single child. Because when one child is left behind, we are all left behind.